good morning, dear people. Or it might be afternoon for you, I don't know. But I'm guessing it's probably morning. So here we are with a wonderful restorative balance and flow class, I'm calling it. Basically, we're under such huge amounts of stress at the moment, and those stresses are creating lots of those pesky stress hormones in our lives. And so anything that we can do to relieve those hormones are a really good idea. I'm going to come and talk to you up here actually. So what we need to be able to do is restore some balance and create the happy hormones rather than the stress ones, because the happy hormones are going to keep our immunity up. And of course, having a really strong immune system at the moment is super important. So I have developed a class for you this morning that is all about restorative movement flow. So there's going to be a bit of Tai Chi, a bit of Pilates in it. And you can do this, the majority of it, you can do this sitting down if you want to as well. So I've particularly devised it so that you can do that too. So are you going to join me? I hope so. Okay. So if you like to, you can put some nice music on in the background. Facebook will be cross with me if I do that. So first of all, we're just going to stand with our feet hip width apart and parallel. So you're looking for your feet to be in line with your hip bones, not in line with your hips. And then what I'd like you to do is just sense your feet. So sense the soles of your feet, the heel and the ball of the foot. And you can even just do a little bit very gently of leaning forwards and backwards, just to see where your balance is. And you'll get a sense of, oh, do you know what? I think I take most of the weight on my heel, or, oh, actually, I take most of the weight on my toes. So try and keep your toes nice and soft when you do this. Just getting a sense. And I'd like you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth as you're doing it. And you could even put your hand on your tummy here and see if you can breathe all the way down into the bottom of your tummy. So welcome to anybody that's just joining. I can't say hello because I'm too far away, but I'm really pleased to see you here. And thank you for giving me a little wave. Give me lots of hearts as well, because I can see them from the screen. So just some nice standing in stillness. And I want you to make sure that you're not locking your knees out at any time, that you're not pushing your knees backwards. Just a softness about it. Thank you for the hearts. So hands low down on the tummy, breathing in right down, very, very low, in through your nose and out through a softly pouted mouth. Very good, a couple of those. And then we're going to change the breathing to breathe into the side of the ribs and the back. So breathing in nice and wide and full. So you can even put your hands on your ribs here and see whether or not you can extend your rib cage outwards by breathing in and breathing out. So that feels quite different, doesn't it? And then as you're practicing this, maybe you could just do a little lean to the left and the right. Again, we're trying to suss out, where do I normally stand? Which leg do I take most weight over? Because almost certainly we'll do that. Which of this feels more comfortable than the other? Chances are the side that is more comfortable will be the side you stand on the most, particularly as ladies. We do tend to stand like that, don't we? Good. So this lovely deep breathing in Pilates, in through the nose and out through a softly pouted mouth. So I'm going to talk to you about breathing today, and I will be cueing you about breathing, but to be honest, as long as you're breathing, don't worry too much about it. There are going to be no breathing police around today. Good. Okay, so now what we're going to do, just excuse me a minute. So now what we're going to do is a little bit of Tai Chi. So we're going to start with some Tai Chi twists. So I want your feet to be wider apart now, and then all you're going to do is start twisting really gently, and it's like your hands are really heavy. So it's a bit like, do you remember centrifugal force when you were at school? So all you're doing is moving your body, and your hands are moving, your arms are moving because you're twisting your body. Take your head with you. Do this gently, suffer with any kind of dizziness. And I want you to make sure your head's going. So enjoy this. Make sure that your knees are slightly soft. And here's the thing, the faster you go, the more of a benefit you're going to get, because as you go faster, you're going to be able to give your kidneys a bit of a massage as you go around, and you can even go a bit faster and your hands will come up and give your shoulders a nice massage as well. I'm going to get the chi energy up this morning. It's a beautiful day here. I live in Northamptonshire. And then come down really slowly, so don't just stop abruptly. You can come down really, really slowly. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to do some more Tai Chi rub up, and what I'd like you to do is to rub your hands together really vigorously. I'm hoping some of you have got your kids on the call as well, and then, or your grandchildren, and they're going to rub into here. These are your kidneys. So you're going to really rub in here. You can rub with your fists if you want. You're going to really, really rub in here. It really gets that chi energy up, and you'll feel yourself getting warmer. Okay, and then you have your hand and put it into a soft fist. So it's really floppy fist. And we're going to just do some gentle massage. So if you can't reach, you might need to use your hand. So over your shoulder first of all, down the outside of your arm, and then up the inside. Let's do that again, down the outside and up the inside. Let's do the other one. So across the shoulder, get rid of any of knots that you've managed to get as you've been sleeping or working, whatever you've been doing. So down the outside, up the inside. So now you can even do this sitting down the outside of the legs and up the inside. Down the outside, back to the shoulders. You're going to feel so energized when you've done this. Let's do the other one. I hope my internet connection is working properly. Down the outside. And then one of the fists, you go from underneath your right side and you're going to go across to your left side, down and around. So it's a big circle. So this is really helping your digestive system. So we're just going to do 3 of these. Very good. And then you're going to tap 2 fingers or here onto your chest. Tap, tap, tap. Onto your breastbone. You might feel yourself waking up now. And finally, with your flat of your hand, underneath your left rib, so your left rib. So this is your spleen on this side, make sure it's under your heart. Okay, very good. So let's just do some gentle movements. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to go down and gather in the energy. So we're just going to gather in some energy. It's a sort of rolling movement and then back down. So you can do this in a chair, rolling movement. And then push the energy down as you go down. One more. This time you're going to stroke as if you're stroking. So you stroke down and then you lift up. stroke down. So they're like waves. Now, don't forget to breathe. Just breathe gently. So I really want you to concentrate on my voice or your breathing. So for those of you that have done meditations, you'll find that this is a bit like a meditation. And for those of you that think I could never meditate, actually this class is really like a meditation. It's like a led meditation. Because all a meditation does is it gives you a focus onto positive things like my voice and your breathing. Thank you for the hearts, I can see. Okay, very good. So now have your feet nice and wide apart. And this one, it's like you're plucking the stars. So this hand reaches up and this hand is pointing towards the floor. So you're going to reach up to pluck the star, bring it down, and as that hand goes down, this hand goes up to reach and pluck. And then you're going to alternate. Reach and pluck. You can move your feet, or you can just stand still and do this. You don't have to rock your feet. There's no real right or wrong, to be honest, as long as you're moving, as long as you're breathing, as long as you're smiling. This is going to be really beneficial for your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system. As I say, being in a stress situation, even if you're like me, kind of enjoying this social isolation because I'm here with my family, actually your bodies are being exposed to stress every day by what's going on in the world. So now we're going to do something called a rainbow. This is one of my favourite, clouds, which is one of my favourite things. So again, your right hand stays down and your left hand comes in front of you like a cloud. Down, and then the other hand goes in front. So you'll kind of follow your hand, look at the hand that's moving. So what happens when we have high amounts of stress is our bodies become really acid. So some of you may know that I'm a nutritional coach as well. And when we're in an acidic situation, disease thrives. So putting ourselves in a more alkaline state means that particularly viruses cannot survive in an alkaline state. So the more you can do to reduce stress, the more your alkalinity will rise. So now what we're going to do is one called the seasons. So this time you're going to bring your hands up. So there are 4 parts to this. So the hands come up, they push away, they gather in and down. So this is spring, summer, autumn, winter. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. Keep breathing. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. We're just returning the energy down to Mother Earth. Very good. Okay, now if you're sitting down, you might need to stand up briefly for this because we are going to do some pelvic movements. So we're going to do something called pelvic tilt. So I'm going to stand to the side so that you can see what I'm doing. So with your feet hip width apart and parallel like we did before. The knees are slightly soft. Actually, the softer your knees, so it's a bit like you're sitting on a bar stool, sort of halfway down in a bar stool. And this is your pubic bone at the front here. And what I'd like you to do is drop your pelvis down, tuck your bottom in under, and bring your pubic bone to your nose so that you're flattening your back. And then come back to a neutral position where your spine is in that lovely S shape. So you have a curve in here and a curve in here. That's a normal spine shape. So let's take a breath in, breathe out, just pull your tummy in slightly and then flatten your back and really pull your navel in towards your spine. Breathe in here, breathe out and return to neutral. Now if it's comfortable for you, if you have no back pain, then you could stick your bottom out and do it the other way, but for some people that's really uncomfortable, so only do that if that's comfortable for you. So we're going to go out and in of flexion and extension. So you're going to really get your pelvis rocking and rolling. So just do it in your own time. Breathe in any fashion that you like, as long as you are breathing. So in Pilates, what we do is we engage the pelvic floor first, gently, and then pull the lower abdomen in, so navel to spine, in that order. Because your pelvic floor is actually connected to your lower deep abdominal muscles. Okay, so if you've got that rocking and rolling, we're going to do some pelvic clocks. So I'd like you to imagine that you've got a tail and you have a saucer on the floor, and you're going to draw around the perimeter of the saucer with your tail. So you're going to go round and round in a circle. Now you must be, bending down to do this. You cannot do this standing up. That's not how it works, because we're moving just the pelvis, not the body. So we're isolating, in other words. This is what belly dancers do, by the way. This could be your new lockdown pastime, couldn't it? So round in a big circle. Do it slowly and see if you can get a circle. So if you find it difficult, just do it really small. You don't need to do it as big as me. I've been doing Pilates for 20 years. So this is not a competition, this is just about what you can do and what you're comfortable with. So the idea is that your knees are moving backwards and forwards in order to allow this movement. Can you do this the other way? So you're really sticking your bottom out, over to the side, forwards and around. So try and make it a circle, not a square. So if you were to see me from underneath, so I'm standing behind a bar, then you wouldn't know what was going on. And that's what isolation is all about. Very good. And finish on the one that you're doing. Good, give your legs a little bit of a shake out. So you can sit down if you want to at this point. We're going to do some waist twists. So if you've done Pilates before, you could choose to have your hands in this position, low down, under the boob ridge levels. Or if you haven't, it's probably easier that you just put your hands across here. Now the idea is that you're going to keep your hips facing me. They're going to be fixed here, and we're going to do a waist twist. So you're going to go to your left, you're going to take a breath in, breathe out, pull your tummy in, and then just turn around, keeping your hips towards me, and just move your head with you as well. Your head's part of your spine, by the way. And then come back, and then we're going to go the other way. So it's first thing in the morning. If you're anything like me, things are a bit stiff in the morning, particularly nowadays. So you're sitting down on your bar stool. As you go around, your hips are staying fixed. This is actually easier if you're on a chair, because you can't move your hips. You can't cheat. So this is cheating. You can't cheat. Now what I'd like you to do is just notice as you go around how far you can see behind you. Wherever you are, just notice how much range of movement have you got. What can you see? Very good. Okay, finish on the one that you're doing. Okay, so we're going to improve your rotation. So rotation is one of the things that goes as soon as we get older. which is why you'll get older people not speaking to you by turning their head or twisting to look at you. They'll often twist their whole body to look at you because they lose that ability to rotate. So breathing in Pilates and using the intercostal muscles, so the muscles that are between your ribs, keeping those really flexible means that you've got the ability to rotate. So breathing deeply, that's one of the reasons why breathing deeply is so good for you. So we're going to do some exercises. So what I'd like you to do, standing hip width apart, just soften your knees, is bring your hand up, your left hand up, and place it against your face. So the heel of your hand is against your cheekbone, and I'd like you to push into your hand at the same time as your hand pushes into your face. So you're not going to change the position of your face, you're providing equal pressure onto your face. So really, really push. Make sure you're just putting your tummy in slightly as you do this. Push, 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 push. You'll feel all the muscles working in your shoulder. Bring your hand away, float it down. And then this hand is going to go above your head, and the middle finger is kind of going to go in your ear, and just pull gently over to the side. Be really gentle with this. You're going to get a stretch down the side of the neck. Be really gentle. If you don't have a stretch, then you could put your arm out to the side. It increases the stretch, or maybe even behind your back. So just breathe. Breathing allows the stretch reflex to kick in. Good. Gently take that away. Now we're going to do that with your right hand. So float your arm up. Hand is on the side of the head. Push. Push into the face as you push back towards the hand. Push, 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 push. Keep breathing. Breathe here. Float your hand away and down, and then it comes over the top. Middle finger as near as your ear as you can get it, and then pull across. Try not to look upwards or downwards. It's straight across, as if you're pouring sand out of your right ear onto your shoulder. So allow that stretch reflex to happen in the side of the neck. Just relax. Relax this arm. Very good. Very good. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to tilt the head without that. So you're going to tilt to the left as if you're pouring sand out of your ear. And then I'd like you to look down to the left as if there's a piece of paper or a £50 note on the floor. So you're just going to have a surreptitious look down towards the floor. This gives you a slightly different stretch up the back of the neck. So let me show you again. So you tilt directly over, and then your chin goes down slightly so that you can see on the floor. Relax your shoulders, allow that stretch up the back of the neck to happen. Come back and look forwards. Head is back to neutral. And then we're going to tilt to the right. And then you're going to look down slightly to the right. So you're having a look down on the floor. So you'll notice that your body will be stiffer in one direction than the other. That's perfectly normal. Unless you're doing a lot of exercise, most of us have that kind of stuff going on. Back to the centre, and then we're going to do that again, over to the left, and this time your chin is going to look up to the right. So that's not a movement we do very often, so it'll feel a bit weird. So let me just show you again. You're going to tilt to the left, look up to the right. Again, you're getting quite a different stretch now. These stretches are quite subtle. Look forwards, come back to the centre. Tilt to the right, look up to the left. These are great to do if you're sitting at your desk. So if you are obviously working from home at the moment and you're spending a lot of time sitting at your desk, or maybe you're homeschooling your kids or watching a lot of telly or Netflix. So come back to the centre. Very good. So just give your head a little nod, so as if you're saying no, 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 no. These are really good things to just put into your day. And then a little nod forwards. Yes, 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 yes. Very good. Okay, now we're going to go back to our waist twist. So either in this position or in this position, whichever suits you, but your shoulders must be down. So now we're going to take a breath in, and you're going to go left, 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 keeping your hips towards me. And notice, come back to the centre, how much more can you see? It's like a miracle. Spine must be long to do this. Really keep your spine long, as if you're being pulled up by the top of your ears by some helium balloons. So this has extended your rotation, warmed the body up. It's a great massage for the neck and for the spine. Good, give it a shake here, shake here, shake here, shake here. Okay, so back to our feet wide apart. So we're going to do some side reaches. So again, soften your knees, make sure you're not locking them out and sticking your bottom out. So I'd like you to drop your pubic bone. So it's like you've got a weight off the back of your trousers here as you do this. And I'd like you to make sure that you're between two panes of glass, if you can imagine that. So just softening, tucking in here slightly, and you're going to raise your left arm up with your palm facing the other way. And then, keeping your shoulder down, you're going to pull out of the waist as you reach out and up. But you're not reaching up with your arm, you're keeping your arm down and your shoulder down. This is a movement here. So breathe in here, breathe out and float back down. So your right arm this time, so float up. Now it's like you're pulling your shirt out of your trousers, out of your waistband. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Wonderful. Lengthening down the side of the waist. Now if you're a bit more advanced and you'd like to, what you can do is you can put one foot across the front of the other and squeeze your thighs, your inner thighs and your calves together. Don't do this unless you've got a really good balance or if you're used to it. And then you can do the same again. So over. See? You can unbalance yourself. So the best way to do it by, if you're doing this, is to have your arms out. It's slightly different so that it stops you from tipping over. So you need to squeeze when you're doing it like this. And then you could turn over, but for those other ones first, even if you're in your chair, this is the easiest way of doing this. Very good. Very good. Okay, one final thing that we're going to do standing up is something called a corkscrew. So again, just softening your knees. I'd like you to bring your hands forwards at a kind of 45-degree angle. And as you come up, you're just going to make sure that you're sitting on your bar stool. Put your hands anywhere on your head that you get to, with your elbows facing forwards. You breathe in and shrug up. Breathe out and shrug down. Shrug your shoulders right down. Widen your elbows slightly. And then you open up as if you're doing a sun worship. Turn your hands down and push down as if you're pushing your head out of the cork. So this is called a corkscrew because your head is the cork. So shrug up, breathe in. Breathe out, shrug down and float your arms forward at a 45-degree angle. Put them on your head. Breathe in, shrug up. Breathe out. Shrug down, widen your elbows slightly, keeping your elbows exactly where they are. Open your hands up on the in-breath, turn them over and push down on the out-breath. One more, shrug up, in-breath. Shrug down, float your arms up, that's the down. Breathe in, hands on your head, shrug up. Breathe out, shrug down, elbows are forwards. And then you widen, open on the in-breath, turn them over and push down as if you're pushing down through treacle. Very good. Excellent. Okay, so unless you can, that's probably as much as you can do if you're unable to get down on the floor. But if you are able to get down on the floor, then I'd like to invite you to join me. We're going to do some side exercises, lying on your side. So you could grab a cushion, or maybe something. I asked you, didn't I, to bring me a little towel like this, because we need to support our head basically. And when you go down, make sure that you lie down on your side first of all. So never fling yourself down on the floor. Actually, I'm hoping you can see me. So lying down on the floor, so you could have a big cushion here at your feet, and then this goes underneath your shoulder so that you can lie down supporting your head with your arm underneath you. Hope you can see me. So here we go. Your feet are on this big cushion and everything is lined up. So I'd like you to line yourself up with whatever you've got on the floor, the towel or the yoga mat. And then one hip is above the other. Your shoulders are above each other. Your knees are locked together above each other. And your feet and ankles are locked together. And your ankles, your feet, your heels are slightly behind your bottom. So they're not too far forward, but equally they're not too far back. So they're slightly behind your bottom. We are going to work this area here. We're going to work your bottom. Chances are that if you're not doing so much walking today, or at the moment, you know, we're being restricted by what we can do, these muscles are going to just get a bit weak and a bit underused. Put your hand in front of you to support you. Now, the idea is that you're going to keep everything still here, and you're going to squeeze your heels, squeeze your bottom and open the top hip, and you will feel this muscle working. So then you're going to close gently. So here's the breathe. You're going to breathe in to prepare the body to move. Breathe out, pull your tummy in and open. Now it's really important that you breathe in here and hold this, and then on the out breath, close and squeeze. So you'll notice that I'm not rocking backwards and forwards, that there is weight over the front of my front thigh, the lower thigh. So breathe out to open, breathe in to hold, breathe out to close. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, pull your tummy in, breathe out. Very good. I'm going to do two more. Breathe out, breathe in. You can really feel this working. Breathe out. One more. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, tummy in and open. Breathe out. Very good. Okay, you can kick the cushion away, and then feet are going to go out in front of you. This is a bit more advanced. So you can, feet are in front of you, knees are facing forwards, and if you look down you can see your toes. Just see them, so make sure that you're not down and you can't see your feet, so bring them slightly forwards. So I'm going to do something called the torpedo, so this is really good for strengthening and whittling the waist. So the first thing you're going to do is breathe in, breathe out, and you're going to bring both legs up. Breathe in here and then gently lower them. So breathe in, breathe out, pull your tummy in, both legs come up. Breathe in and lower. Breathe in, pull your tummy in, up they come. So you're squeezing your knees, squeezing your thighs. Very good. So the next one, you're going to bring the top leg up just in line. So don't bring your leg up too high. Your top leg so that your foot is in line with your hip. Then you're going to bring your lower leg up to join it. Squeeze, and then both legs go down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Top leg comes up. Squeeze, breathe in as you lower. Breathe in, top leg comes up. Breathe out, bottom leg comes up to join it. And then lower. We're going to do one more. You're doing really well. Breathe in, top leg comes up. Bring the bottom leg up underneath. Top leg is heavy on the bottom leg, and then lower. You'll probably feel that now. Okay, so we're going to roll over and do all that on the other side. So your big cushion needs to be on the other side. Make sure that you lie down safely, you roll safely down. Head goes underneath the cushion. Feet are lined up. Make sure that everything's lined before you start. So knees are together, hips are above one another, heels are locked together. Making sure that you've got a little bit of a gap underneath your waist. Holding on, breathe in. Breathe out, zip and hollow, and open the leg. Breathe in here. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull your tummy in as you breathe out and open. Make sure your hips are not rolling backwards, remember. You can put your hand here so that you can sense whether or not this muscle is working. If you haven't used it for a while, it might feel a little bit floppy and you might think, no, it's not there. So I'm guessing that you haven't been thinking about the coronavirus for the last 45 minutes. And that's the wonderful thing about doing a Pilates or a yoga class, is that you're in your body. You're just thinking about what you're doing, thinking about breathing. This is a kind of moving meditation. So when people say to me, oh, I don't like meditation, or I can't do it, actually this is one of the best ways of starting a kind of meditation practice. So it's as much as a mind exercise as it is a body exercise. A good class. Okay, we're going to do one more. Very good. And then here's the biggie. We're going to go out with a bang. So the torpedo. So legs are out in front of you. So remember, just to make sure you can see your feet, you'll need your hand to balance. So you're ready? We're going to do squeezing and lifting both together first. So both together and then gently back down. Squeeze your knees together. Breathe in, breathe out, and lift a little way. Breathe in here and gently down. Breathe in. Breathe out, pull your tummy in, lift. Breathe in and hold. Breathe out and back down. I'm going to do two more. Breathe in, breathe out. Lift. Breathe out and back down. One more, breathe in. Breathe out, pull your tummy in and lift. Breathe in to hold and back down. So the single one. So this time, breathe in for the top leg to come up. Remember, it's not too high. Breathe out. Underneath leg joins it. Top leg is heavy on the bottom as you lower. Try not to do anything weird with the feet. It's not your feet. So breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in to hold and down you come. Breathe in. Breathe out, pull your tummy in as your leg comes up. Breathe in and gently down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Gently down. One more, you're doing really, really well. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Fantastic. Now really gently, I'd like you to roll over onto your back You can fold your head cushion up, make sure you've got something underneath your head supporting your head. Just going to roll onto your back for me, and I'm going to do you a really nice relaxation to finish.
Battery 90%.
So you're going to lie in this fashion. It's really important that you have your knees up. It's not a great position to lie in with your legs down. So bring one knee up and the other knee up, and just make sure that you're comfortable and that you can let go in your hip flexors. So for this purposes, you could have your feet slightly wider apart and just allow yourself to relax just for a second there. So do some really nice deep breathing. So feel your body sinking down and releasing, and letting go of any tension that you may feel. I'd like to start by focusing on your feet so you can spread out your toes. And as you soften them down, take that relaxation through your feet and ankles and up through to your calves. Imagine your knees are light and free, as if they're suspended from the ceiling, and it takes no effort to keep them where they are. Relax all the muscles in your thighs. Take that relaxation down and around the hip joints themselves, allowing your bottom to widen and spread out onto your mat. Now focus on the base of your spine and gradually work up, softening and releasing the muscles either side as you go. At the same time, I'd like you to soften your breastbone and release your shoulders. Take your focus down to your hands so you can spread out your fingers. And as you release them, take that relaxation back up through your arms to your shoulders again. Relax all the muscles in your neck, allowing your head to soften into the floor or to your cushion. Relax your jaw, allow your tongue to widen at its base and rest gently in the bottom of your mouth. Soften all the muscles in your face, particularly those around your eyes and across your forehead, allowing your skin to become nice and smooth. Notice the natural rhythm of your breathing without interrupting it. And with each out breath, allow your body to sink further down into your mat. I hope you have a blessed and enriching day. And I hope to see you on another class. When you move, make sure that you roll on to your right or your left side and come up to sitting. Just take a moment before you stand up. Thank you. I'll see you again soon.